let's talk about the very background in football. Punter, wide receiver, linebacker.
And a kicker.
And place kicker.
I'm actually, you don't know, but I am the emergency kicker.
Oh, so how often do you get to practice that?
Not very often, but hopefully we don't need me. It's just like, very in case of emergency, we got to do something.
What's your range?
I made a 53-yarder in a game once. And then I made a 60-yarder off a tee when I was just practicing, but that's not a game.
Now that you're well into your, it's still very early in your NFL career, but you're now maybe not a veteran, but you're one of the established players on this team. Take us back to draft night. What's that like?
It's really just like an impatient waiting game because there's nothing you can do. It's not like you can speed it up and hope. I mean, you really just have to sit there and wait till you get a phone call. And so sometimes it's nerve-wracking and tough, and you're like, am I going to get a phone call on day 2? Or am I going to get it on day 3? Or am I going to go undrafted? I mean, you don't know. You can see all these projections and whatnot, but those don't really mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of it. All you need is one team to like you. But I was hanging out with a bunch of family and friends and got the call from Coach Taylor.
Logan, hey, this is Zach Taylor at the Bengals.
Like, I was excited, but at the same time, it was overwhelming because it was like, okay, now I just got drafted, and now you had all these emotions going through your head. And
like what?
Well, you're like, well, I don't even know where Cincinnati's at. How far is it from home? Like, we're moving all this far. Then you got to get used to like the NFL lifestyle versus college because it's more of a business, and everyone's older and they've got families, and like you don't go through as many things together like you do in college. It's just everything. There's a whole lot of different things that start going through your head.
You talked about family and your future with kids. Right now, the kids are the dogs.
They are, yes.
What is it? Do you each have one, or are they both yours, or how does that work?
So my mom actually got me a dog. It would have been after I finished my redshirt freshman season at Wyoming, and so I went throughout college with a German Shepherd. His name's Soldier. He's the best dog. Going through college, I feel like going through college is hard, let alone having a dog and having to, manage taking care of the dog and making sure, like, okay, if I'm gonna go out tonight, like, I need to make sure I'm home by a certain time. Like, I can't. I mean, all these things that I think kind of prepared me to be a parent hopefully in the future. And we have a white golden retriever. His name's Olaf from the movie Frozen. She named him that. So yeah, that's our 2 dogs.
So you realize what a platform Super Bowl is now.
Oh yeah, no, and that's why like I try to carry myself the way I do, because you just never know who's watching. And like even when I was back home at a wedding, my buddy he coaches for a youth baseball team there, and they all came up and wanted my autograph, and like some of my friends' parents were asking me like, doesn't that get annoying? And I'm like, well, sometimes it does, but in all honesty, like that's the truth, because it does. Like sometimes you just want to just chill, but at the same time, I'm like, even when it's hard and I don't want to do it, like I always try to put myself in that kid's shoes, because if I were ever in that kid's shoes and I had the opportunity to meet someone like that would have meant the world to me. And to have a signature like on their overalls, like, I mean, I don't know. It's just some stuff like that, you don't realize the power it can have on a little kid to push them, to motivate them to be great in whatever they want to do, whether that's, who knows, whatever they want to be great at. Like, you just don't know.
One more thing, because I know we've kept you, and I appreciate that. On your Instagram, you try to inspire people the way you were. Did that come from your dad, or what's the legacy you're trying to create?
Oh man, my dad's always taught me to do things the right way, regardless of whether or not that's against the grain of society in a sense, and just like taking pride in doing the little things right, and just working hard all the time. And I think a lot of that does come from my dad, like seeing him. I think my dad has worked out like 3 years straight, not even like taking a day off. And that's still psychotic, if you ask me. But in terms of like how he goes about things in his daily life, and seeing it firsthand, you know, he's been a huge role model for me, but he's always reiterated to me, like, regardless of any success I had, it was always like, that's a good job. Now just like keep working hard and stay humble. And that's a huge reason I think why I've had the success that I've had, is just that humility aspect of it, is like not getting your head too big. Like I said, like last year doesn't matter at this point anymore. It doesn't. You just have to go out and put your best foot forward. And like right now, I'm rehabbing my shoulder and getting that thing right, and I'm gonna come back stronger. And but yeah, huge credit to my dad and my mom. I mean, she's done a lot for me too. So you know, I definitely wouldn't be here right now talking to you if it weren't for my parents.